Hi there. Hope everyone is being blessed. Keep that smile on your faces, please. It helps. I guarantee it. Anyway, okay. So I'm going to cover a couple things right now that's going on with our travel. And I know there is a lot to traveling right now. It's kind of chaotic, but bear with me. Here we go. All right. So, what I want to share with you here is just to make a point before I go through this. I remain and stand strong on the fact that no matter where the information is, we always need to look, okay, and discern because a lot of us have turned off or turned away from looking at certain things, but you can get a lot of knowledge even from your enemy. Sometimes I'm not stating that this is my enemy by any means. Please don't take that wrong. Um, but what I'm saying is, um, my grandmother always told me look at every opportunity, even the ones that are so far from anything that you would ever imagine, because you never know. Okay? So that's my point. Let me move on here. This is a story. It says Spirit cancels half its flights. American is also struggling. Okay? This is by the Associated Press. This came out 14 hours ago. I know. I'm going to have a whole point here, but I'm going to read some of this to you. Spirit Airlines canceled more than half of its schedule on Tuesday, and American Airlines struggled to recover from weekend storms at its Texas home, stranding thousands of passengers at the height of the summer travel season. By early evening, Spirit had canceled more than 400 flights, or nearly 60% of its schedule, according to the Flight Aware tracking service. Nearly 100 other flights were late. The blame appeared to lie, at least partly, with a technology outage affecting crew scheduling. American Airlines has already canceled nearly 350 flights. It is much larger than Spirit, so those flights amounted to 11% of its schedule, still an unusually high rate. About three-fourths of the American cancellations appeared to be due, at least partly, to lack of pilots, according to a company log. The disruptions at Spirit and American are just the latest examples of airlines scrambling to deal with an increase in travel this summer. Airlines have thousands fewer employees than they did before the pandemic, but U.S. air travel has recovered about 80% of 2019 levels. A Spirit spokesman said the low-cost carrier was proactively canceling some flights, dropping them before most passengers drive to the airport to reset the operation. We are working around the clock to mitigate the travel disruptions caused by overlapping operational challenges, including weather, system outages, and staffing shortages in some areas of the operation. Spokesman Eric Hoffmeyer said, we're working to provide refunds for cancellations and, when possible, to reaccommodate our guests on other flights. As you can see here, this is Spirit Airlines in their text or tweet. Wow. It's definitely a wow Wednesday. A person familiar with the situation said Spirit experienced an outage Tuesday morning affecting crew scheduling, preventing airline officials from rescheduling crews to cover gaps. The person, who was not authorized to speak publicly, said crews were stranded in many places around the country and unable to get to assigned flights. On Monday, Florida-based Spirit scrapped more than 330 flights, or 42% of its schedule, more than double the rate of American Airlines. The next poorest performer among major U.S. carriers? Oh, that's scary. Spirit canceled about 20% of its flights on Sunday. Americans' difficulties Tuesday came after the airline canceled about 560 flights, or 18% of its schedule, on Monday, and nearly 300 on Sunday, according to FlightAware. Most were at Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport, where thunderstorms disrupted flights for several hours Sunday. The union representing Americans pilots accused the airline's management of poor planning and not having enough employees. It's pretty simple. They don't have enough pilots and they don't have modern scheduling practices to do more with what they have, said union spokesman Dennis Taylor. He said that the bad weather hits every airline, but American is the last to recover. This has to change. American denied that it has a pilot shortage. Spokeswoman Whitney Zastro said in a statement that Tuesday's cancellations were largely related to Sunday's storm, excuse me, in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. She said employees were working around the clock to take care of customers. Southwest canceled about 2% of its flights Tuesday, and other large U.S. airlines have even lower cancellation rates, according to FlightAware. Numbers don't count flights on smaller planes that are branded as American Eagle, United Express, or Delta Connection. Customers who called Spirit and American also complained about being put on hold for hours. Airlines received $54 billion in taxpayer money to keep people employed through the pandemic, but reduced their staff anyway. Now they are adding call center workers and filling other jobs. I want to make a real quick point here. If I remember correctly, wasn't it stated that if businesses took what is called a PPP loan to help keep their employees employed during this pandemic, wasn't it stated that they actually have to do that? They have to keep their employees. Just a thought here. But if not, aren't they supposed to return that taxpayer money? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. All right. David Donovan, a retired lawyer in Washington whose future flight to Des Moines, Iowa, was changed, said American promised in a recorded message to call him back within 4 hours on Monday, then called at midnight when he was trying to sleep. He elected to try again Tuesday, but couldn't get through. With all the bailout money we gave them, they ought to have enough people to answer the dang phone, Donovan said. My sentiments exactly. So anyway, this is just one of many, many stories that are out. And I was going to go through a couple more with you, but they kind of all say the same thing. There are several things in this story that I want to point out that I want you to discern for yourself. One of which is look at the reasonings that they're giving, whether pilot shortages, staff shortages, whatever it may be. None of the stories line up. So I think that's an important point to make. The other thing is, I always believe when they give out numbers like that, go look them up. You can look them up for yourself. You can see, are they just trying to put up smoke and mirrors for us? Or are they really reporting their true numbers? Just an observation. And another thing is, if anyone is planning to travel, I would highly recommend internationally going to the State Department. You can Google it. They have a list of places that you should not go if you're planning to travel domestically. I highly recommend you also do due diligence. Okay, and part of doing due diligence is from the beginning, first steps of planning your trip. Look where you're going. Look at things like, what is the weather going to be like? So often I've, packed shorts and it's ended up being freezing. And trust me, I get cold easily. But anyway, you want to look at things, that are going to help you in your trip. maybe even keep you safe. So safety right now is something that we all need to take responsibility for ourselves and for our loved ones. Okay. So please do that for me. If you can do that one thing, if you are planning on traveling, please discern, please look into it. Don't just hop in the car or hop on an airplane and not look into what is going to be required from point A to point B to, while you're there, wherever it may be, to getting home. And uh, especially internationally, um, think of the inevitable. What if you're in, you know, country A and something happens? What are you going to do? Where do you go? How do you get help? Those sort of things. So, another point I wanted to make was while I was doing some other stuff, I saw a comment from a subscriber who um, I really appreciate. I appreciate each and every one of you. I do try to pay attention to your comments and everything. So, what I wanted to do right now is I'm going to share a screen with you. Let's see here, just give me 1 second. And let's see, where did it go? There we go. This is, let me make sure this is working for you real quick. Hold on 1 second. There we go. Okay. This is from freedomtravelalliance.com. One of the reasons why I wanted to bring this up is because right now we're all having issues trying to figure out how to get our lives back. How do we get ourselves back to what we consider would be normal? Which, by the way, I don't think will ever be completely the same, but that's a good thing. Anyway, I went up on this website and I took a look and I liked what I see. So I wanted to share it with you. And since this is a travel story, I thought it would be a good chance and to end this video on a good note. So this is from freedomtravelalliance.com. And right here, I want to read this to you. Why are we doing it? Our mission is to be the solution provider in the travel and transportation industry, as we believe in honoring everyone's right to travel freely, unencumbered, and without discrimination. Our goal is to bring joy and wonder back into travel and the hospitality industry. We are building an ecosystem of like-minded members, partners, and businesses to ensure and safeguard our rights as sovereign citizens, which includes the right to move about the world as a freedom traveler. Join us as we celebrate and highlight these new partnerships with businesses, communities, cities, states, and countries who align with our goals to preserve our inalienable rights. Amen. It is so nice to see this. I want all of you to go to the site, join them. Please share this. We need to support businesses like this. This is exactly what is going to ensure we have a brighter future. So, thank you to that subscriber. God bless you. I love you for sharing that. And I hope that you all are having a blessed day. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe here as well. Okay. And I would recommend, that at least for the next few weeks, if you can, stay as close as home as possible right now. Look at, if you're going to go to a larger city or something, look at what's going on there first. And if you have to go, please prepare. Think in your head, what if? Make sure you're prepared. Okay. I don't want anybody to have any fear. We're in great hands, like I said, but I think it's going to get a little bumpy, maybe even a little bit more than bumpy. But I don't want anybody to have fear. That's what they want. They want us to be angry and they want us to be scared. So let's just not. Okay? Be happy. Be blessed. I love each and every one of you. I'll see you soon.